Okay. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. Grand DeLorean here. And I thought today I would just, in the spirit of the holidays, talk about my five favorite Christmas movies. And so I've got two special guests. Let me bring in the first one. Of course, the first one is always the one, the only, the Momeror.
Hello, Merry Christmas, Happy
All,
Holidays, Happy
all
New Year.
holidayed up.
Yep.
And we
I
have a
like
special scary guest. We've got Krampus.
I am Krampus. What is this Christmas you speak of? There is only beef fields and lots of wiener schnickels in my country.
Ah, that's so good. Uh, I don't know what inspired you
What
for
are
that one.
Legos?
Okay, so for this video, and hopefully this one won't go too long for everybody because there's so much stuff to do over holiday time. But I thought, day after Christmas, let's do the Christmas movies, and then we can move on. Now, I had to set a few rules for myself, or else I would have gone down a huge rabbit hole. So the rules were this: for my top five, it had to be a movie I've seen. It had to be a movie that was specifically supposed to be a Christmas movie, and it could not be a thing made specifically just for TV. It had to actually release in a movie theater. That was my conditions for this top five list. So here we go. Here's my top five. All right. Oh, and look at the way I formatted this, and this S drops down here. I should have been more careful with my formatting in PowerPoint there. Or next time, do it in Google Slides. Who knows? Okay. Number five movie. Here we go. Number five is this one, which has just recently come into my viewing, and that's The Muppet Christmas Carol. Have you guys seen this one?
Oh, I've seen it. I love it.
Yeah, actually, Mama, you were like, I probably haven't seen like 2/3 of your movies. I think you've seen at least 4 out of 5 of these
Yeah, I saw this one.
in my top 5. What did you guys think? I thought this was really well done, and I thought Michael Caine gave this kind of sort of a real gravitas to the movie as playing Ebenezer Scrooge, and having a live action actor in with all the Muppet characters really helped to ground the movie. And I thought they just did a great job of telling this story with the Muppet characters. And you get a little choked up, with Tiny Tim there.
Yeah, I think that Michael Caine acted in this one brilliantly. He really sold it as Ebenezer Scrooge, and I remember you telling me this, Grand DeLorean, that he kind of came into this role like, I'm gonna act like I'm acting this on the Shakespeare Theater or whatever. Like I'm performing to a packed crowd at a very affluent theater house
With
and
real actors.
Yeah, with real actors, and he did that, and it worked really well. And the Muppets, I love the little Muppets. It was cute, it was funny, it was heartwarming, and yeah, it was very good. I think it's my favorite Christmas Carol iteration.
Mommer, what do you think?
I was thinking about this tonight when we were talking about going on, and I'm just Christmas caroled out, so I'm just not a fan. I agree. I thought Michael Caine did a great job. It was cute to have the Muppets. I was not really thrilled we were watching the Muppets. It's good overall. I'm just not really a fan of the Christmas Carol.
We could almost do a top 5 list of top 5 iterations of Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
From the Rich Little one where he impersonates all the different people and plays all the characters to any of the versions.
Jim Carrey. There's a Jim Carrey version.
The Jim Carrey version, yeah, the animated one. All right, that's my number 5. My number 4, of course, you got to have Christmas Vacation in there.
Oh gosh,
Krampus, have you seen this movie?
Not too many spoilers. I'm about to finish this movie in a couple days when Larkin gets back. But
did you get to this turkey scene?
No, I did not.
The turkeys. It's like I quote this movie every year, at least 4 times. This was when, like, of all the vacation movies, there's probably just 2 good ones, and that's the original one, and then this one were the good ones. And this is Chevy Chase probably at his peak. And I know there's a lot of stories out there about him being really difficult to work with and all that, but he is very funny in these movies, and I love these. Momeror, have you even seen this one?
No, and I never will.
Never will. Okay.
Mm-mm. No
Why
comment
not,
about
Momer?
no
You love a
comment.
little good Christmas time fun?
Nope, not this one. No comment.
But you've at least seen a picture or a meme or something of his house, like all lit up, like every square inch of it.
Just
Like
dumb.
when he lights
Honestly.
it up, you could see it from space, kind of thing.
No comment. Just
No
dumb.
comment. Well, let's see if you like my number three then. Oh, I know you're gonna love my number three. And Krampus, this is probably one of the first big Christmas movies you ever saw in your life.
The Polar Express.
The Polar Express. And I know the eyes are a little creepy in the way they animated this, and this is CGI from the first decade of the 2000s. But there's something about this story, and Tom Hanks does a good job playing like four characters in this because he's the conductor, he's Santa, he's the dad, he's the hobo guy on the train. I just thought this was a really cool music, and you got the Josh Groban songs from it, and I just really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, I think it's one of those movies where, I mean, is it probably the best plot of a Christmas movie? Maybe not, but I think there's always going to be that nostalgic in it for me, having grown up watching it every Christmas Eve night. So it would definitely be in my top 5 too. I just, there's so many memories attached to it. I love
Do
it.
you do you remember me taking you to see this in 3D in
I
IMAX?
don't think I can.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. When was that? What year would that have been?
When it came out, we
When,
went to see it.
when did it come out? What year?
We saw it twice. So, yeah, this came out in like probably 2004,
Yeah,
2005.
2004. Yeah, I think I was a little too young then.
Yeah, and we saw it, and then we got the train set, and then I took you to see it in IMAX in 3D, and it was like you were like cowering back a little bit when the train was coming to a stop, and it was like coming out of the screen at us.
Oh wow.
The point of the front of it was kind of cool. So
That's
yeah, I
funny.
just always like this movie. Love the train set. We really need to set that up again one of these years. All right, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. What's my number two? What's my number one? Number two, Elf. Gotta have Elf. I love Elf. I quote Elf all the time. Whenever I'm walking the hallways and I see kids whispering, I always go up and be like, I like to whisper too.
You has to be on the top 5 list. It has to be. It's one of there could be an argument for the top 5 movies of all time. It's up there too. Like it's just such a good, fun movie. Probably one of Will Ferrell's best. It's so brilliant. I love it. It's so cute.
I was actually at the mall and I was walking through the mall and they had the Santa for the photographers or the people, and I wanted to go up behind him and be like, "You sit on a throne of lies."
Yeah, it's so funny. John Favreau killed it with this one.
He did, and Will Ferrell killed it, his buddy.
Well, you know what?
Everybody
It's funny
killed
because
it.
I didn't respond to the other one because I think it's just stupid. And this you could say is quote unquote stupid, but I love this movie. I think it is so creatively done. When he comes up with, remember when he's got the gum and
Yeah.
then the best coffee shop, and then the etch a sketch when he's in the toy shop and he makes the whole New York skyline.
Oh
Remember,
yeah.
do you remember that? Oh my God, it
Yeah.
is so creative. And then the snowball fight when they're in Central Park. Oh my gosh, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
Sometimes when I see presents and they have ribbons wrapped around them, I'm always thinking like 5-inch ribbon strings. That's not possible. 5 inches.
That's so funny.
Code name: Papa's got a brand new bag.
Yeah.
I quote this movie incessantly, even out of the holidays. I like that one. All right, so here, the moment we've all been waiting for, the number one Christmas movie of all time, of course, has to be. No, I'm kidding. It's not Die Hard, even though I think it is a Christmas movie. But Die Hard was not intended to be a Christmas movie, so it's off the list. Number one is, of course, Momeror. You know what it is.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. It's a
Yeah.
Wonderful Life.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I made the Momeror watch this. Not that I made her. You saw I was watching it again, and you're like, "Oh, can I watch this too?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So we restarted it, and you had never seen it.
No.
And Krampus, I don't think you've seen this movie.
Never have I ever.
It's just a fantastically good movie. Any time of the year you could watch this. It's a great movie. but it is centered around Christmas and a man named George Bailey, who's a selfless man who's given up a lot for his community and his own family to run this little bank that helps people out. And there's of course a bad rich guy who wants to shut them down and take over everything and have everybody living in slums and making him richer and richer and richer. And through a series of events, he ends up losing $8,000 and he's in trouble now. He's going to go to jail and his business is going to shut down and everything's a disaster. And he decides, maybe it'd be better if he wasn't alive anymore, not even around, never been born. And he gets to see what his life what it would have been like if he had never existed, and realize, like, all the people's lives he touched, all the great things he did. And it gives him a chance to really get a perspective on his life and his importance in his community and the importance to him of his family. And just like, if you get to the end of this movie and you don't have a little lump in your throat, you're not human. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Momeror, what do you think? It was your first time through it the other day. Momeror, I think I don't have audio on you.
Where'd you go, Momeror?
It was stunning. Sorry.
There we go.
It was stunning. It was set in a time where they acted a certain way. There was a gentility, and there was still, it was stunning. I can't even find the words. It was just so well done. And the actors, there was an acting to them that just seemed authentic and genuine and like real. The story was it was perfect. It was just absolutely stunning. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
I almost wish we had seen the non-colorized version.
Yeah.
Actually seen it in black and white. They have this was on Prime, and they have the colorized version. And the colorized version is actually really good. They do a really good job bringing color up in this movie. But I don't know, there's something, this movie should have been maybe just seen in black and white. It's funny because they talked about when I was doing the Halloween movies and Young Frankenstein, and Mel Brooks said he wanted to do the movie in black and white, and the studio was like, oh, we'll do it in color and we'll just desaturate it to black and white. And somebody told him, like, don't do that, because the second you do that, they'll bring it out in color. And so he specifically ordered black and white film so they couldn't do that. And so I don't know. They made this movie in 1946. So there's probably no way it was shot in color. So I don't know what kind of software they run this through to, like, pull the colors up from the different shades of black and white. But they did a pretty good job. But I think it would have been better seen in black and white. And I also think they did an excellent job, because I've talked about in some other shows and movies, set up and payoff. And they set up a lot of things in the beginning of this movie with the chemist, with the incident with his brother falling through the ice and him losing his hearing in one ear, to little Zuzu's rose petals. That Zuzu's the daughter he's holding there, who incidentally, as of today, 2023, is the only cast member, I believe, who's still alive from this movie.
Yeah, there was set up and payoff with every character that he had come in contact with. It was just so well done.
Yeah, it's an excellently done movie.
Yeah. And there was innuendo there, but there was nothing in your face, no bad words. It was just, it was acting. It was acting and that fine old age. And what do they call that age? The glitter age? No, it's the golden age.
The golden age.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It was, and oh my golly day, just Donna Reed. She is, she takes your breath away. She's unbelievable.
The other thing I like about watching these really old movies, you just get an appreciation for the art of making movies. So the opening credits are not any kind of camera effect or like a scrolling, like sometimes they would do like a clear plastic with printing on it and roll it in front of the camera so the credits kind of roll up or things would fade in and fade out. No, this was an artist made these big sketches of like winter scenes with starring, directed by, written by, and all, and then they just film it, and the guy reaches in with his hand and just peels the page off to the next one. And you see the next one, they just peel that one off. And then they use, stock footage from the war and stuff like that because his brother was in the Air Force, and they do these little flashback things. So it's like, this is where this character is right now, and it's like you can see that it's a stock footage with him like superimposed over it, but they still did a really good job with it. And because the story's so good, you're willing to overlook that. Like, okay, it's 1946. Who cares? That's just the way movies were back then. It's still a great story.
Wait, I lost you for a moment when
you lost my audio.
Yeah, the stock footage, and then you just cut out.
Oh,
did you hear it, Bobby?
I did hear that too. Yeah.
Krampus. Yeah.
Anyway,
have to figure that out.
Well, we'll see when we play it back. And,
yeah, it was for a little blitz there. Yeah, but that's definitely a good one. Definitely a good one.
And top fives are like, what's your mood this year at this age? 5 years from now, I may be looking at Christmas movies and think like, oh, you know what? This movie was, or a movie I actually haven't seen. Like, what's the one with little, the BB gun? You'll put your eye out. Is that a Christmas Story? Little Ralphie?
Oh yeah, that is a Christmas Story.
I've actually never seen that.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I've never seen. Whoops.
That might be on my list too. If I made a top 5 list, I think that might be on my list.
Which one of these would you knock out? Except for It's a Wonderful Life, because nothing will knock that out.
Yeah, I'd have to see that one, but I might knock out the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Ooh.
National Lampoon. That doesn't belong on there.
Oh yeah, I think when I finish it'll be on my list. I just have to watch it all the way through.
Or White Christmas. I've actually never watched White Christmas.
Ooh, that's
and then I thought Momeror was going to give me a hard time about not having those Rankin and Bass TV specials like Charlie Brown Christmas or Year Without a Santa Claus or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Because they were specials. They were TV specials.
I think that needs to be its own list.
Yeah, I think when you said movie, I was like, okay, this is where you're going with this. So I thought it was something very different. Because that's in and of itself. Yeah, you've got to. I mean, they're just so classic.
I mean, there's so many. You could do a top 5 of Christmas shows because you've got The Grinch, you've got Frosty, you've got that, even that little drummer boy one, which I don't think the kids have ever seen. Then you've got Rudolph, and then The Year Without a Santa Claus, and did I say Charlie Brown already? Is it Charlie Brown Christmas or whatever with a little tree? I mean, I still reference the Charlie Brown Christmas tree when you see a little tree.
Yeah,
and all that. They're great too.
Oh, they're so good.
I think there's another one, Rankin and Bass, with Jack Frost too. If my memory is serving me well, but that's my list. I hope anybody who's staying here at the end, please leave a comment below of another movie I should check out. And maybe next year I'll change it. Like, oh, somebody recommended this movie and this one was really good. Or non-Christmas Christmas movies like Die Hard. Movies that just happen to take place around Christmas, but they're not, their original intention wasn't to be a Christmas movie. Like, what did we say, Mom, or somebody was saying like the Lord of the Rings was a Christmas movie?
That's bull crap.
Like, I don't remember that at all.
I don't even celebrate Christmas.
That and something else, Harry Potter Christmas movie. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, there's a Christmas scene.
Yeah, at least there's Christmas scene in there. Lord of the Rings, no way.
But even still, no.
What about Home Alone? Is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
You know what? Home Alone is probably on some people's top 5. It's definitely a Christmas movie. It takes place around Christmas, and it is, it's definitely, I think it came out at Christmas time or right before Christmas when it came out. But that's a movie I never fully got into. In fact, I hadn't even seen it until a couple of years ago. It was like the first time I actually sat and watched the whole movie the whole way through. And like it's funny and there's a lot of interesting things in the movie. And I'll sometimes reference like, oh, the Wet Bandits or something like that. But that just came out at a time where I was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that came out in 88. So I was like 18 and I was not into like.
Came out in 90.
Oh, came out in 90. So I was 20. So I wasn't really into that kind of movie at that point in my life. That was too old to not want to see it, but not old enough to like, oh, I'll just watch that because it looks like it's a cute movie. You know, it just wasn't 20-year-old me looking at. So Home Alone 2. Like I've only ever seen Home Alone 1. That's the only one I've seen. And I didn't watch the new one.
Yeah, he just did a commercial or something where he recreated a lot of the scenes. I saw that recently.
Oh no, I've seen the Owl Kitty version of Home Alone with the cat in there with him.
Oh yeah,
check out that
good.
channel if you can. Like Owl Kitty, they're funny. That guy's Premiere Pro or whatever he's using is off the hook. He's crazy good, putting his cat in all these different movies. Love it. Oh well, so how long did we take here? We've been on for how long now? I can't even tell. 21 minutes.
21 minutes.
How do these videos go so long?
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Well, Momeror, well, Krampus. Hopefully we'll have another video out before the end of the year doing something, talking about. So, you guys, I know two people that are going to see Godzilla Plus One, and then you and your other are going to go see Godzilla Plus One. So we should all get back on and talk about it when everybody's seen it, because Momeror and I loved it.
Oh yeah, we totally got to.
Fantastic. All right.
Totally.
All right. Well, I'll bid Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
No,
Merry
it's not
Christmas.
Christmas. It's Krampus.
All right. See you, Momeror.
Yeah.
Where's my Sia? I'm here too, you know.
I'm going to hit you with a bunch of reeds.
Meow, meow, meow.